Okay, I have my 2007 PT Cruiser here. We're going to be changing the front brake pads on this today. Already got some brake pads, and you'll also want to get this hardware kit. It's only about $5 or $6. It's not very much. That's the kit, and they'll probably ask you, I got this from AutoZone, they'll probably ask you if you want to go ahead and get it. Like I said, these clips were trashed on mine, so it's something I definitely have to replace. We got our pads here, they have the little springs, and so we're just going to go ahead and get started. We're going to need a 19 millimeter for our lugs and break those loose if you're not using impact. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to get it jacked up here and get a jack stand under it. Okay, so we got our jack jacked up back here, and I got a jack stand in position. We're just going to leave the jack there, and we're just going to go ahead and take our 19 and get all of our lugs off here. I'm just using my impact. Okay, so we got that wheel off, and now we just got to get in here. We've got a 12 millimeter, and we're going to get back behind here. We've got our caliper bolt there, and then we got one right here, and all we need to do is just get back here and start loosening these up. And these may be tight, but they don't have to be just tremendously tight. I usually, on a bolt like that, I wouldn't go more than probably 20 foot-pounds, if that, maybe even 15. Usually once you get them broken loose, they will come right out of there. Okay, now all we have to do is just slip this off. Now you can get some wire if you like, and it may be kind of tight, so we'll take us a screwdriver right in here, and we'll pry this over so we can get it off of here. Okay, so we're just going to go in here and just really just kind of pushing back against this piston. And if you mess up the old brake pad, it ain't going to hurt, so just give it a push in there and just kind of pry to get that tension off of it there. Just push the piston back a little bit. Usually doesn't take a whole lot. There we go. And see, it'll come off real easily. Now you could wire this up, however, I'm just going to set it carefully right here, and you just do what you feel. So now that we got that out of the way, and it's just sitting there safely, you know, make sure to be safe. We'll go ahead and get these off, and you can see that these are really gone. I mean, it's just almost into the backing there. Really bad shape. And we'll go ahead and get this one off the back side. And now we're going to go ahead and also remove, you can see how the hardware is just really in bad shape, and we're not going to reuse that. Just remember how it goes there. Now we're going to just take and I'm going to lightly take and clean this up a little bit and wipe this off before we put our new hardware on here. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. Okay, so we got our hardware dumped out here. We're going to just go ahead and put these into place now. And they've got just little tabs that snap them in there. So we just have to get them down into those grooves. Okay, so they got these little springy things here that just kind of keep tension and pressure to hold it in place, and you just push it down in there. Make sure it's setting flat. Make sure that it's not sticking up there where it's going to hit the rotor, but it just holds it down there and keeps a little tension on it to hold it in place. So we're just going to do the same thing for this top one here now and get it into place. Okay, and with our new hardware in place, we'll go ahead and take out our new pad here, and we're just going to go ahead and set this into here. I got those setting on there. Just push them right into place and put your little tattletale tab in the back that you see there. This little tab goes in the back. It gets in the way if you try to put it in the front here. So those are setting into place just like so. There's nothing to them. You just slide them right in there. They just slide right into place very easily. And these will keep tension. Now notice the piston is way too far out. We're going to take our old pad and get us a C-clamp on it. We're going to push this back, and we'll have to push it back all the way to make sure that we can clear this. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so just get your C-clamp. I just get back here like behind where that line goes on that bolt, and just set it up right like that. And another thing, before we go to doing that, we're going to go up here and check our reservoir and make sure that it's not going to overflow. If it tries to overflow, we're going to have to get a syringe over here and get some of this out. People will drive, you know, instead of replacing the pads, they just keep adding fluid, and you know, you go to putting a new set on there, it's going to overfill here and come out of the cap. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that, and I'm sure we're going to have to take some out because these were wore down to nothing pretty much. Okay, so we got that pushed all the way back as far as it'll go. It'll just stop, and the fluid actually was okay. I didn't have to take any out as of yet. I expect that I probably will on the other side. So we're just going to go ahead and get this C-clamp off of here now, and this old pad, and get ready to slip it into place here. So yeah, it should look something like that when you push this all the way back, and you should have no problem whatsoever. It should have slack when you go to slip it on here. Should have no problem. Just flip it right around like so, and when you push it up here, you're going to have to push it a little bit to get it onto those. Another thing that I'm getting ahead of myself, we need to go ahead and get our before we do that, we need to go ahead and get our caliper slides out. Always check the grease on these. These still got grease, but we'll put a little bit more. And this came with some new boots. There doesn't appear to be anything wrong with these old ones, so I don't really see any need in removing those. I said sometimes the OEMs fit a little better. I think that's the reason that I usually don't mess with them. They look pretty close, but there's nothing wrong with these. So we're just going to put a little bit more grease on this, and we'll put her back in there. If you don't have any grease, make sure when you're at the parts store, get you some slide grease. You'll definitely want to add to these. I like to clean all the old stuff off and put some clean grease. However, I just use whatever I have around, and I've got like some heavy-duty tractor grease over there, so I'm just going to put a little bit of that on there. And you know, the main thing, like I've said before, is that you have grease. Regardless of what it is, have some grease on there and you'll be fine. It's when they get dry, that's when the problem comes in. However, the slide grease is, you know, the best to use because it's made for this particular situation. So anyways, I'm going to grease that. I'm just going to grease them one at a time, and you just pop them right back in. When you put it in there, it'll pop right back on, just like that. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and I just knocked my pad off there. Okay, so I just popped both those out and I've greased them. You'll notice the flat spots. We want to make sure that those orient to where when we slide our caliper on here, that they are going to hit against that. That keeps them from turning and spinning there. Now you also have to lift this into place a little bit, and of course you got the springs, and sometimes you got to push these into place. So we're gonna have to kind of push pretty hard as we're getting this on here, like so, and then we'll line up our bolts. And you'll notice I've got some medium Loctite already on there, and I just snug these down with a 3/8 ratchet. I don't worry about torquing them, but I do put medium Loctite. They just don't need to be terribly tight. And so we're going to go ahead and work our top bolt, I think, in first. Okay, it was actually easier to start the bottom bolt. Finger tighten it. Make sure to finger tighten. You should be able to finger tighten it pretty much all the way down. And now we're going to push and pivot this, and we'll push it real hard and get it into place here. You have to use a little force because you got these springs that keep these from rattling around, so you have to push pretty hard, and then we'll get our last bolt in the top here. So just push with a lot of force forward till you get it lined up. Like I said, use your fingers, don't use the wrench, because you get it cross-threaded, you're going to ruin the slide pin, and you're going to have to go get some more and replace it. So don't get them cross-threaded. Okay, and with those pulled into place, like I said, I started it with my fingers. Do not use your ratchet till you get it started really well. You can, if it's easier, start your top one and push your bottom one in. However, like I said, you do have to give it quite a bit of force. And I got back over on to this side and pulled on it to get it to push those springs down to line up your caliper pin bolts. You don't want to get those cross-threaded. So we're all finished up with this. We're just going to go ahead and get our wheel back on. Of course, you know, you want to make sure to pump your brakes back up good before you drive it. Make sure that it's, you know, the brakes are working and everything, that you get your brakes pushed back up, because when you push that caliper back, it's going to be all the way back, and you go in there and hit your brakes, it's going to go to the floor on you and you'll panic. So make sure to pump those back up. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and get the wheel back on here. Right, so we got the wheel on. We just kind of snugged them down for now. We're going to go ahead and get our jack stand out from under here and get this lowered. Okay, and lastly, we'll go ahead and take our torque wrench, and we're just going to torque all these down to like 100 foot-pounds. Okay, so that's going to conclude this video on replacing these front brake pads. If you found it helpful, please give it a like, and I invite you to check out some other videos. I've got a lot of videos on these PT Cruisers. And as always, I invite you to subscribe, and I thank y'all for watching.